What's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to how Britain built its top secret MI6 HQ, and I mean, I just saw this on my YouTube feed and I didn't really know much about it, but the building looked pretty wild, and by the looks of it, it's just in the middle of a city, which is weird, right? Because I feel like if this was, what's the equivalent to MI6 in the US? CIA, I guess? One of those, CIA, FBI, I think CIA maybe. Or maybe there's another name for it, I don't know. They would have it like in a location sort of out of sight, out of mind. They'd probably just put it in the desert in like Texas or Nevada, at least 50 miles away from anything, like anything at all. And I mean, obviously that's not possible in the UK, but I was thinking maybe it'd be somewhere like a secret location. But no, they've just put it in the middle of a city. But we're going to check this out and see how this is top secret when it's in this location. I don't really know. And yeah, hopefully going to enjoy. Links are also in the description to my Patreon, where you can see reactions that I can't post to YouTube, movies, TV series, all that good stuff. Links are there for those interested. But let's check this out and see how Britain built this building.
How do you keep a building secret? Maybe you find an undercover location hidden away from prying eyes.
That's what I was thinking.
Or do you design something that blends in, the kind of place you might walk past without thinking twice? And who do you keep that building a secret from? Can you even keep it a secret from the people who built it? And can you really keep anything under wraps when it's the home of this guy?
The name's Bond. James Bond.
The building behind me is not just the London office of the world's most famous secret agent. It's also the real-life headquarters of SIS, Britain's secret intelligence service, better known to the rest of the world by its nickname, MI6. The building is a secure, cutting-edge fortress, but its predecessors have often been the exact opposite. And the story of how the service ended up here says a lot about how it's evolved. This is how Britain built its spy headquarters.
Oh, where's he gone? Wait, they got a whole last intro now. Wait, is this all? Oh, they got an intro and everything now. God damn.
Vauxhall Cross, to give the building its proper name, is a monumental edifice of espionage. Its imposing imperial design is kind of the modern face of the iconic service. But it's actually come a really long way from SIS's more humble origins.
Before Vauxhall Cross, SIS stayed true to its motto of always secret by simply hiding in plain sight. In 1909, according to the brass plaque on the exterior, this building was the office of Messrs Raisin Falcon Limited, shippers and exporters. Only a select few were aware it was actually the headquarters of SIS founder Sir Mansfield Cumming. Cumming was a workaholic with a long legacy. He signed his name C and wrote exclusively in green ink, a tradition which continues for the head of the service.
That's pretty interesting how that's gone down, what, 100 plus years, it's still the same concept.
To this day. He was also obsessive about secrecy. In 1919, when he moved his office to this townhouse in West London, visitors were first instructed to go to an office 6 kilometres away on the Strand, where they were then given the address. He even tried to keep the location from his boss, the Director of Military Intelligence. SIS continued the practice of renting commercial office space under a false name for the next few decades. But as the Cold War dawned, the limitations of that approach quickly became apparent.
In 1964, the service was preparing to move out of this building in the exclusive St James area of West London, where it had been posing as the Minimax Fire Extinguisher Company.
What? So they were literally posing as other companies?
Much to the horror of the service, the current landlord started showing around prospective tenants before they'd moved out.
Wow.
On one day, a so-called Russian trade delegation came through, prompting frantic covering up of maps and other material.
What the
Later that
fuck?
year, the service moved south of the Thames and rented the newly built Century House. This is how the building appeared then, but in 2001 it was refurbished and turned into residential flats.
They turned it into flats.
The new HQ wasn't much better. At a time when the existence of the service
But is it really flats, or are they just lying to us? I'm joking, but you never know. Maybe there's still an apartment in this flat that's got some stuff going on.
Was still officially denied by the British government, the occupants of Century House were widely known. The Daily Telegraph even quipped that it was London's worst kept secret, known to every taxi driver, tourist guide and KGB agent.
Oh, wow.
But it wasn't just the building's identity that was an issue. It had large glass windows that were perfect for snooping and a petrol station at its base, making it the perfect target for an attack.
Now, before we go any further, if you want to be a top secret super spy, you'll need a good grasp of problem solving, and you're more likely to pick up a pencil than an exploding pen. Luckily, there's a...
Has he got an ad? Is he getting his money? Brilliant spy training. Ooh.
To sign up will receive a 20% discount off their annual subscription.
If you're interested, then that links will be in the description to this channel, where you can find the links to the ad.
Each of these headquarters reflected a different part of the service's history. The clandestine offices of the embryonic service, the exclusive Broadway house that housed the service's Oxbridge graduates and minor aristocrats through World War II and the 1950s, and Century House, the dysfunctional HQ of a ramshackled organisation riddled with double agents, best summed up in John le Carré's Carla trilogy. By the 1980s, the building had become completely compromised. A 1985 report labelled Century House irredeemably insecure, and the hunt began for replacements. But where to go next? As the service looked for new premises, most options were ruled out because of the need to share the space with shops, restaurants, or private accommodation.
So they just thought, you know what, we're just going to put ourselves in the most bait position now so everyone knows where we are. It's probably the best option because people would have found out anyway, you know, so it's just one of those things.
Any location outside London was ruled out because of the distance from other government agencies. Then, out of the blue, a solution was put forward. In 1987, Regalian Properties plc approached the government, offering them the chance to acquire a proposed development on the south bank of the Thames. The government quickly agreed, but the intended occupants were kept top secret.
I had no idea I was building MI6. I was told it was at government headquarters, and
Looks a bit like a prison, to be honest.
we guessed wrongly, very early on, that it was for the Department of the Environment. The building was finished and handed over, and I was watching television, and on the screen, the British have announced that this is the headquarters of MI6.
But how do you keep a massive new spy headquarters secret from the people who are actually building it? Well, a National Audit Office report published back in 2000 shed some light on this.
To avoid any future embarrassment with a landlord, the decision was quickly taken to buy the building outright for a price of £135 million.
To be fair, that's probably tripled or quadrupled in price now, maybe even more. I mean, I don't actually know about prices, but I just know London's crazy expensive, so...
But even this nearly let the cat out of the bag. Government-funded projects are usually paid in instalments throughout construction, with each payment offering a chance for public scrutiny. Instead, the Treasury arranged for the payment to be made in full before construction started. The property developer Regalian would then design and construct the building to a standard office specification, with the addition of some specialist equipment, such as emergency generators and a document lift. This was, remember, still the 1980s. Once the main construction phase was completed, a further £10 million was spent fitting out the building to required standards. The same project managers and construction teams were kept on to complete this, with SIS itself then coming in to complete the most secret tasks ahead of the building's opening in 1994. So, the question you've all been waiting for: what do you actually get in a top secret headquarters? Well, as you might expect, most of that is actually top secret, but here's what we do know. The building itself is a fortress. 25 different types of glass were used to meet the specific needs of this structure.
What?
Its triple glazed windows and stone exterior is bomb and bulletproof.
Bomb-proof? What?
Extra thick doors were specially designed to make the perimeter as secure as possible. Inside the complex, there's rumoured to be a shooting range, ultra-secure areas where eavesdropping is impossible, and a Faraday cage which blocks incoming radio waves.
Wow.
In a Financial Times interview, a spy said how employees are instructed to turn off all mobile phones long before they get in the building.
In other words, pretty secure. But there's just one more thing. Isn't that supposed to be a secret? If hidden payments and minimal subcontractors were this triumph of clandestine bureaucracy, then failure lay in hiring one of Britain's most famous architects to design a massive building right on the River Thames. Well, by this point, change had become inevitable. As the Cold War ended and the service continued to evolve, the construction of the new headquarters was seen as an opportunity to create a new, more public face for the service. Prime Minister John Major pledged to sweep away the cobwebs of secrecy surrounding Britain's spy services. When the new headquarters was completed, it was named SIS HQ, but that was actually the first time the British government had ever officially even acknowledged the existence of SIS.
Oh wow! So the first time I acknowledged it, and they're just telling everyone where it is now. It's like a massive target on their head in this building. I wonder if there's ever been any attack attempts to attack this building. There probably has been, but I don't know how close they've been to actually doing anything.
Ultimately, we'll never know what really goes on over there in Vauxhall Cross. But what this story shows us is the power of a building to shape the organisation within it. This video was sponsored by Brilliant.
Well, there we go. The building that I've never actually seen before, but I've learned a lot about it, and I've learned a lot about the history of the MI6. This is by far and away the best intro to any video you've ever done. Like how the Secret Service HQ is one of the most standing out and easily recognisable buildings. I've got hiccups now. Smashing production series, the channel is growing. I remember when I used to watch the channel years ago, and I always enjoyed it, but it's just leveling up and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction and let me know your thoughts. I mean, let me just see. MI6 US equivalent, because I forgot what it's called. Is it just the CIA? CIA. Alright, CIA buildings. There's probably one that I know, but I just want to see. I don't, to be fair. I don't know about it. It doesn't look that pretty. I mean, I guess it doesn't need to. It's just a building for the CIA, but it doesn't look like it doesn't look like it stands tall. I thought like, if it's in the US, they're gonna make it look crazy and do all these things to it, but I guess they don't need to. It's not really needed at all. Well, there we go. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction, and yeah, until next time, peace.